following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Happy Sunday, or as some people in the world call it, happy almost Super Bowl Sunday. And welcome to a new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Once again, it is your man, Ruben, here in the house. And, of course, AG is right by my side.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
Hopefully, Mo B will be joining us a little bit later. Hey, man, how was your week, bro?
How's it work, man? That's all it was this week. Work and work and more work.
Yeah, no days off, bro.
Man, I felt like Cool Mo D. Work. Since we going back in the day.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Well, I'm sorry all your week was work.
I mean, you know, I'm not totally sorry because they paid me, but man, going to work every day, it's like you wake up one day, it's like, all I'm doing is working. Work.
Yeah, but you know what else happens? You get stuff in the mail called bills, and them shits don't stop.
Well, see,
They gotta make sure the
I am
money's
in the
flowing.
middle of venting right now. I don't want to talk about the reality of the situation. I just want to
Okay.
be like, work.
I hear
Work.
that.
Like Cool Mo D.
One more time.
Work.
Yeah, I did a little work myself this past week. Yeah, watched a little Royal Rumble last night.
Oh, speaking of that, 10-year deal with Netflix. What do you think?
I'm pissed.
Why are you pissed? Just get
'Cause
Netflix.
Now I gotta get Netflix, man. That's
Actually,
more
I'm
money.
surprised you didn't have. What's up, Moby? I'm surprised you didn't have Netflix before. But I mean, this is a great reason. Well, for people like yourself, this is a great reason to get Netflix.
So look, man, straight up. I'm literally one of the last people to do a couple things. One, to get Netflix, because clearly everybody else in that grandma that I know got Netflix. Two, Cash App. Everybody, my mama got Cash App, and I'm just like, what? And it's just like,
You don't have Cash App?
no, for what?
How do
Another
you?
way,
How do you?
another way for my money to leave my bank? No, I'm good. I got enough. I got enough.
How do
ways
you?
for money
How
to
do you
leave my
do
bank.
commerce with people, man? That's like the people's bank. Cash App,
I don't do commerce with people.
Venmo.
I don't. I have Zelle that's attached to one of my banks, and I do PayPal, bro. I'm old school, cause it's back in the day, baby. What's going on, Moby? How was your week, brother?
I mean, it was all right. What's up, man?
I mean, you know, we got
So why do you have to get Netflix?
Because-
Netflix just signed a 10-year deal with the WWE. I thought he'd be excited, but he's pissed off. He's got to get Netflix.
yeah, Raw's gonna be on Netflix now, starting
So-
January 2025.
So it's gonna be live on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. I was
So-
surprised. I mean, a streaming service when they got TV locked down, I was surprised, but it happened.
well, I guess now I'm interested to see, because I don't know anything about Netflix. So educate me. Does it have commercials?
Well, it can. If you don't want to pay for all of it, then yes, you will have commercials.
Okay. So
I don't know
'cause
now. I don't know if it will have commercials on events, like we're talking about now. But generally speaking, if you have the lowest tier, yes, you have commercials, and yes, you have less definition. I think is it HD? No, yeah, it's HD, but it's not 4K. That's it.
Well, I got a 4K TV, so we good.
Okay.
So okay, because that's my thing. Like, because I know sometimes, I mean, like on Peacock they have commercials to a point, so it's pretty much gonna run like regular television. But if you got the cheap Netflix, you don't get commercials. If you don't get commercials. So that's kind of dope. you know. But yeah, that's just. I mean, the next thing is why do I even have cable? I mean, I don't have cable now, but why do I got what I got? Like,
Well, the only reason we have cable is to get the internet connection. So
yeah.
otherwise, we do DirecTV stream and all the things. So
But I assume you have Netflix and Moby has Netflix.
yeah, you got Netflix, Moby?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got Netflix. Well, we just got it back because it was like they started charging a whole lot of money, but then we just got rid of a huge bill. So it's like we can get Netflix now. But I mean,
Okay.
you know, you don't have to pay the whole thing. But if, like I said, if you're not willing to deal with commercials and if you're not willing to have lower definition on on the stream, then guess what?
Yeah. Good Sunday, Black Morticia Adams. So I mean,
What's up,
but I
Bob,
guess,
Mr. Adams?
so here's the other thing, right? So now, in America, Peacock is still going to be a WWE network. So now, yeah, Moby. He did turn off his mic.
He did not.
But so Peacock is still going to be the WWE network, but
Okay.
Raw is going to be on Netflix.
They're not the same.
No, Peacock is NBC.
No, what I'm talking about is I thought that Raw and WWE were the same. They're not?
Well, that's a program for the WWE.
Right. I mean, so WWE owns the Raw property, right?
Correct, but they don't. But see, the network is a completely different situation.
Okay,
So,
explain
like-
that to me because I'm curious. Why is it different?
So
if
the
it's on-
network, all the pay-per-views and stuff are on that for America. So
Okay.
that's all gone because they have a deal with Peacock until like probably 2026 or something. So my assumption is once that deal's out, they're probably gonna then make another deal with Netflix and be like, hey, why don't you add some more money, dog, and we'll just bring you the whole network, which would make sense
Mhm.
because then I can drop Peacock. But
But are
Yeah.
people gonna? But I mean, will they lose some audience because Netflix is inherently more expensive than Peacock ever will be or should be?
well, I mean, so at this point in time, the only thing in America that's going to be WWE is Raw, and that's usually Monday night, 3 hours. That's the only thing that's going to be on Netflix in America. Now,
Okay.
overseas, the network is going to be on Netflix for overseas. So, like, if you're in America, you still got to go to Peacock. But if you in Brazil, Netflix, baby, for everything. So eventually, I think they're going to try to move everything on one platform.
Understood.
But people got to pay for that shit. Which, I mean, you just
Well,
got
that was my
$5
whole.
billion.
That was the basis of my question because I was like, if everything from WWE is going to be on Netflix, then holy cow!
Yeah, not
Now
yet.
you got people that can't get it just by having Peacock or just NBC now. So.
Well, yeah, but Raw was on USA, so
Oh, okay.
it was on
okay.
cable, and then SmackDown's going to USA, and NXT is going to CW, which sucks because Direct TV stream doesn't have CW, so I got to figure that shit out. So annoying, so annoying.
Okay.
That's really the only. I mean, the Netflix thing I can live with, but the CW is a crank in the plans right now. So maybe the streaming joint will get CW by then, but no, on my luck, I gotta figure some shit out. But so, man, this episode is a special episode because I think what I wanted to, we talk about a whole bunch of stuff, mostly relationships and stuff, and I kind of wanted to smooth on down with that a little bit. So this episode is back in the day. I almost called it Black in the Day, but that's not rare. That's not fair. So I didn't want to do that.
I was black in the day.
I mean, true. At least I hope so. I mean, back then Michael Jackson was iffy. So that's what they said anyway. So we're gonna start today with some questions. So the first question, as you saw, was, and I'll let AG answer this first. AG, back then, were you down with OPP?
Okay, first of all, and I never knew for sure, but officially, what does OPP mean? Other people's
Depends.
See, exactly. What does it mean? What is it when Naughty by Nature wrote this? What was their intent? Because I saw the video, but then I could never get a straight answer from anyone. So what does OPP actually stand for officially as far as they're concerned?
So if we're talking to them, I believe correct me, Moby. I could be wrong on this.
Man, don't ask me to correct me. You talking about some shit that happened when I was a fucking kid.
You still don't, but you know what OPP is.
And I thought Naughty by Nature was whack. And there's no redeeming quality from Naughty by Nature. They have never had any song other than the hip hop array thing that white people just love to just jump all around and do this shit to. So I mean, as soon as I saw the question, I was like, "Man, you got to count me out because I don't give a fuck about this question." Like,
well, all right. We see Moby's back.
Fired up, y'all. He won't hear last week, so he got a whole lot.
No, man. I mean, I'm about to say, and also like I listened to the song. Different verses on the song meant different things. There's other people's property, other people's pussy. Like there's a whole bunch of things it could mean. So I mean, you just asked a very vague question about a very whack ass song about a time that I'd rather forget in hip hop, like when people thought that shit was good. So I mean, like.
Well,
Ruben, you tell me, or were you down with OPP? Because obviously you must have thought the shit was awesome because 30-something years later, you're like, hey, let me make a fucking random ass question about OPP, which means you would listen to that shit on your Spotify. You was just like, you know what? It wasn't that bad, which is usually what people say when they know they listening to something whack.
You done? I mean,
somebody's face is melted off right now.
Yeah, it's not mine.
I'm just saying.
So, as KB Yakko said, I think OPP had a different meaning depending on the verse, which AG just advised as well. And Brett is pretty much like other people's penis. Punani, Naughty used to bang. He says so. So
you like y'all to be shaming yourself.
Hold on.
You ever done something and it's so stupid and your parents didn't even have the energy to get mad at you, so they just shook their head and walked away?
Yeah, man, I don't want to talk about other people's like musical preferences because I'm pretty sure I listen to some shit that some people might be like, oh, that shit's whack, but like. Just because you tell me it's classic hip hop doesn't mean it's got to be good. I mean, so look, I was a kid at the time. I mean, I remember people jumping back and forth, going hip hop. Oh.
But we not talking about that shit. We not talking about some
Okay. Before I answer the question, and we can move on from Moby's anger, can we at least agree that it was catchy? Can we say that?
I mean, look, OPP, all the Naughty by Nature shit was catchy. That's why, you know what, man. I give more respect and credit to fucking MC Hammer than Naughty by Nature. People clown MC Hammer like he was doing pop rap. Like Naughty by Nature was on like was the first quote unquote thug pop rap. Like they were Ja Rule before Ja Rule. Like they I mean, I respect what they did for the culture, I guess, even if I don't necessarily like it. I mean, listening to Tretch talk always just makes me want to stab myself with a screwdriver. But I mean, look, I get it. They were friends with Queen Latifah. So, I mean, we got to forgive them for something, like.
Oh, shit. Okay, so.
Woo.
Oh, my God. Didn't expect that.
I didn't see that coming. To
answer your question,
he
AG,
punched me right in the face.
To answer your question, AG.
Okay. I do understand it now. I do, because I thought it was a definitive, acronym, but apparently not. So because I never really truly listened to the song necessarily. It was on the radio, it was catchy, and I moved on. It wasn't like it was definitive in my life or life changing. I do remember it. It was really catchy. But I also remember Vanilla Ice too. So just saying. It was really catchy. But was I ever down with OPP with respect to other people's punani? One time, and I'll tell you the story. I had my my first pretty girlfriend. She was really pretty.
Stop it.
No, man, I gotta tell you.
Stop it. Hold on.
I'm not. I gotta tell you a
Hold
story.
on, man. Hold on,
Yeah,
man.
you open it. You open the door for this. You open
why
the
you gotta say it like that, bro? Why you gotta say my first pretty girlfriend?
Because
like
there were some times, man, I was just like, nice was really important to me. But I have come to find out that you should pick a girl that can walk and chew gum. I'm just saying. So, you know, she was smoking hot, man. It's one of those things I was punching way out of my weight class. So we dated, I think we dated for about a year or so. I'd gone to Chicago to visit family for the summer, and she cheated on me with another dude. I was heartbroken. I promise you I was heartbroken. Tears, the whole nine. It was terrible. So, you know, life goes on, whatever it is, school year starts, and she called me up just out of the blue, random. And I was like, okay, what do you want? Because I mean, you know, she's with this dude and they're like together. This is like, I'm thinking this is going to go all the way to like 3 kids and a 401k. So, you know, I moved on or whatever it was finally. And so she calls me out of the blue. And essentially this turned into a booty call a couple of times. And I thought about it beforehand because it's like, as badly as I hurt, I was like, do I need to put these people through that too? And I thought about it, I was like, no, that's not really cool.
The dick took over.
No, actually, I was still thinking with my head, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna worry about it. It is what it is. And it was the first and last time I ever banged a girl angry. And it was just like, yeah. So that one time, absolutely.
I commend you, AG.
Why do you commend me off such an awful act?
I mean, I'm just saying, because you had the foresight and wherewithal to just be like, you know what, this ain't the move. I don't need to keep moving and living like this. Because a lot of people be like, man, this shit ain't got nothing to do with me. If she want to get up, she want to get up. Hey, that's their relationship. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking. But
it still wasn't cool to do. I did it twice, but it just wasn't cool to do. Because I mean,
because the first time,
even though that's why they did me, it's just like, that's just not some poison you pass on. But that, in the moment, it wasn't I was thinking of my dick at all. It was just like, I was pretty angry.
I mean, look, man, like I said, I commend you, man, because that has not been my thought process in the past. Mine was like, hey, look, like, I'm just saying, back in the day when I was single, somebody in my past wanted to slide through, and I had no commitment to anyone. So what does her commitment have to do with me? Like, she chose. Like, I didn't proactively go try to slide in there. Like you said, she called you.
She did. It was really random.
You know, I had the policy. I don't ask no questions back in the day. Somebody would have called me and been like, hey, I don't know.
Plausible deniability, baby.
Hey, man. Because I remember because like about 2 or 3 months before she gave me a call, I was on this front porch of my parents' house with my girlfriend, my new girlfriend. And we were just chilling. I said, hey, that's my girlfriend. And I saw her look at us like angry, like she caught me doing something. I said, Heifer, please, you broke up with me. So, you know, I was kind of laughing at that. But again, 60 days later, how you doing, boo? It's okay. Let me get this dick, girl. Huh?
Was it good?
In so many ways it was. I can't tell you.
That's really what the issue is. If it was good,
it was so good I did it twice. Like I said before, I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I
Moby, are you judging Moby? That looks like the judgy face.
He's not judging. He's just like giving me the slow clap right now.
No, there's no judgment at all. I'm just simply saying, like, you know, maybe one day off air, AG, I have to let you know how I did not share your same disposition about things. Like,
I mean, I think you just did.
I mean, once again, I won't go into details because, you know, protect the innocent and everything. But I mean, shoot, that was
protect the lives of the innocent and guilty.
You want to talk about, when I was saying, you want to talk about somebody being able to compartmentalize? I was damn near a sociopath, man. Like, shit.
The bodies are buried.
Hey,
man, I could have did something, then went and played basketball with her man later on and been like, whatever.
See, and the funny thing is, I'm glad you said that because we're going into our senior year. So the girl in question that graduated, And so that left her boyfriend and I in the same, as seniors. And we ended up in the same English lit class. And it's just like, and I'm looked at him like, yeah, I tore that pussy up. I sure did. How's that feel, sir? I mean,
how's that sloppy? How's that sloppy?
I was so good at compartmentalizing. My ass was fucking around and giving relationship advice afterwards. Hey man, I really think y'all two gonna make it, man. I really think y'all two gonna make it, man. Just keep the lines of communication open.
That's savage. That is savage, and it's no different than what I did either. So it, just saying.
Brent said OPP was all he could get at VCU. A lot of guys should be looking for me. I should have been catching hands from 1995.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So,
he was the original Slim Shady right there. He said,
"Oh shit!"
Woo. So that's the only thing I got, man, because I never stole anything. Oh yeah, I did steal something when I was a kid. Oh man, we were in Robert Hall Village. If you're old enough to remember that store. And they had it back in the 70s. They trusted everybody. So they had this big vat, seemed like a bubble gum, right? So my mom was in there doing her thing or whatever it is. And I'm trying to keep myself entertained. So we're on our way out of the store going to the cash register. And I look in there and I was like, ooh, it looked like it was supposed to be free. I found out later I had stolen some because my mama wore my behind out. So yes, I have stolen something before.
Hey man. That's weird because the one thing like that I can't ever remember myself doing is stealing anything. I have committed a lot of transgressions in my day. I can't remember myself stealing anything though. Like,
oh shit.
So what, the threshold is stealing, but everything else is cool?
Here's the thing, it ain't even a threshold. I'm just like realizing that there's something that I just ain't never stole. It's just not in my
wow.
I've just never done that. I've done a lot of other stuff, but the stealing, like if somebody be like, "Oh, you're a thief," I'd be like, "Hold on, I am a lot of things,
but I am not a thief."
Wow,
I am not a crook.
But you didn't steal nobody's girl or nothing.
Nah, man. I mean, she might have chose, but I never stole.
You can't. Wait a minute. First of all, you can't. And this is one thing that women say all the time.
They are not property.
You cannot steal anybody
because
she made choices.
Yeah.
She made choices. You didn't steal nothing. She gave you something just like she gave me something.
So shit. Yeah. Man. Black Patricia Adams, boy. Back then it wasn't nothing like getting dicked down by OPP knowing his girl was at home crying. But I'm grown now and I partake in such shenanigans.
I mean,
that's savage.
I mean, you say it is what it is, but like that. I've talked to a lot of women who have said there is nothing more exhilarating than having sex with a guy when they know like that there's another woman that wants, because basically they don't want nothing that nobody else want.
That's true.
That's true. That's just human nature.
Yeah,
if no one wants you, they don't either. So
yeah. Oh wow.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, it wasn't really exhilarating for me because it was more vengeful, and being vengeful to start with, that its base is bad. Well, but I do understand the exhilaration part. I do understand it.
I don't know if guys operate under the whole like idea of wanting to have sex with somebody because it's forbidden. Like I feel like we're too simple for that. We want to have sex with the female because we're attracted to her and we want to have sex with her. And a lot of times it's cut and dry. A lot of times it's cut and dry, man.
What about the part of it that's like, to some men, wouldn't it be a greater conquest if you bagged and tagged a married woman?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how many cool points you get for dirty macking, but
I mean, but is there something to that? Is
that dirty macking? Really?
I mean, didn't say all men, but some men. Wouldn't that be a part of a trophy though?
It's dirty macking if you went to pursue some woman who you knew was married just because you wanted to have sex with her, just because she was married. Now, if you want to have sex with her for your own selfish, I'm attracted to this chick woman, that's one thing. But if you was just out here dirty macking just on a conquest to ruin somebody's relationship, that's
She came to me.
Well,
once again,
then we go back to the choices, man. She made choices to give you that booty.
You said she came to you. Hence, I would not accuse you of dirty macking.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Because I don't want my name besmirched. Like
now, there are levels of dirty macking, because there's the dirty macking that comes from the guy that plays the long game. That dude that's been perpetually in the friend zone because he's like one day.
I know
one day
somebody like that.
She's gonna give it up, and then if that one day comes, you know what? That's not dirty macking. He's put in time, like that. He deserves that. He deserves it.
I mean, yeah, I watched the dude work hard. That I kind of messed with his girl for a little bit, but I saw him work hard every day, trying to get up in there. And one day he was successful. And
I'm just saying, man.
AG, I'm so a proponent for helping dudes get out the friend zone.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I remember back.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, you did that.
No, I did it hard.
Oh really? Hey, that's kind of cool. How do you just hold your hands?
That's why, like, if you do this, it'll like give you a thumbs
any
up.
One of us can do that.
Yeah.
We all have juice. You got to move it a little bit farther back. Like, yeah.
No, you gotta have the whole thumb in your hand, and you gotta hold it. Back it up, AG.
You see, it don't work for us because it ain't our show. That's what it is, AG.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know why it didn't work for me? Because I was out there dirty macking.
Yeah, maybe. No, but AG, I was such a proponent for getting guys out of the friend zone. I remember back in the day,
Big T.
I was at college. Hey man, don't you be? I remember back in the day, there was a chick that was actually trying to holler at me.
Oh, okay.
But there was a dude I knew that had been so entrenched in the friend zone with her, but we all knew he was trying to get with her. So she would be hanging out with me, trying to holler at me, and I would be like, "Yo, but what you really need to be doing is talking to my boy T." You know what I'm saying? Because it just hurt my.
Wait a minute, man.
Yeah, we help people.
Is that
we help people?
Bro, I pay it forward, man. I pay it forward. Pay it forward.
So okay, so since you did that, what is the opposite of dirty macking? Is that wingman? Is that what that is?
Actually, yeah, because if there's ever gonna be a wingman competition,
because you said you're pretty good wingman.
No, AG, I am fucking exceptional. Do not downplay my wingplay capability. I was an exceptional wingman. I was next level.
Wait a minute, hold up. Look at y'all grown men frolicking. I love it.
I can't do it. See,
I got you, Roby.
Thank you.
There it is. Oh man.
No, man, I was exceptional as a wingman. Like
he was pretty good.
I was next level wingman. If you needed somebody's time to be occupied while you had ample time to layeth your macketh down.
I've seen it.
Layeth your macketh down.
I've seen this in action, AG.
I believe you. I believed him the first time he said. He said it about 3 years ago. I remember. I mean, it's just like I believe it. It's just so funny to hear.
Hey man, I some people got the gift, man. Like I just had the wingman gift, man.
So the woman that was trying to holler at you, did she eventually go to this dude?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he got his turn. He got his play. I don't think nothing came too deep of it, but
nah, they're not together.
He got his moment out of the friend zone, and really that was all that mattered to me.
Very true.
Yeah, you gave him a shot to shoot. Understood.
Yeah. I mean, look. We do know one thing. She found out. She fucked around and found out because apparently
she told it.
Yeah, apparently he was like, lay that thing down.
And she told it. She told it. Oh my God, I did not realize. And I was like, well, you should have realized.
Woo. Okay.
All right.
He was tree trunking. Like he was. Whew, that thing apparently because she told the out of breath story. Like she was telling the story while she was sitting perfectly still about this guy and what he was packing, and she sounded like she was out of breath and she was sitting still.
Talking to us, like we wanted to hear that.
He pulled it out, and I was like, oh my God, like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, I was like, hey, you grown. You figured it out.
You grown.
I guess you figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So
I mean, he was a really good friend.
He was.
So I'll say this, like to end this question. Back in the day, like I understand your thoughts about it, movie, but back in the day, I guess because AG and I were quite at least 10 years older, maybe 13 for AG, older than me.
So y'all was listening to Feel Me Flow.
Yeah, we was fucking around with Naughty by Nature. So, but I understand, you know, how you might have felt. Yeah, this shit was whack. Because, you know, back then it wasn't a lot of competition. I mean, for real. Because, yeah, you had MC Hammer and his dancing ass. And then you had Vanilla Ice with his fake ass. And then, you know, then you had Milli Vanilli with their fake asses. So there's a lot of shit going on. And you kind of had to pick and choose, like. But it wasn't a lot of good choices. I'll say that. Unless you go straight, like, gangster rap, because you know, pretty much when I was in high school, gangster rap.
I mean, but Treach wanted to be a part of that. Like that's
technically he is.
Yeah, he was aiming for it. It's just
the problem is,
you know, he was too busy doing this shit and going back and forth and hip hop and the Rayin and.
You're not wrong,
man. You know what? And actually, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong
because he came off like without the soundtrack that he was putting down for his own life. He came off as really edgy.
Yeah.
But as soon as you put the song on, I remember going back to it and I was like, you know what? I guess that would make you.
It's hard to
a little less edgy if that's that's your calling card.
It's hard to think now with a dude in the middle of summer with a wife lover on, a pair of G's, some Timbs, going hip hop array like that. That does sound kind of fucked up right now. I mean, now that I think about it.
But you were talking about all the soft ass, but like New York rap was like really, really hot. And then they were the pop of hip hop rap. Like they were in the pop. They were firmly in it. They didn't want to be. Like you listen to him talking to interviews and he'd be like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like he would talk about his gangster stories and talk about how he was having sex and chilling with Tupac and everything. But it's like, nigga, you was swinging like this. Like you was
I can't unsee it.
So I would say that 70% of the CD was hardcore New York rap, but then they realized that they wanted to get paid. And the only way to get paid is to make videos and be a little commercial.
I mean, I get
a little,
but they're only like 3 or 4 tracks.
Look, man, when your songs show up in the suburbs, you're more than a little commercial.
Hey, man,
I'm just saying.
I mean, they wanted to get paid though. They decided.
I'm just saying.
There were other hip hop artists who had really, really poppy or songs that came and got really catchy. Like I think of like Onyx. Like the only reason Onyx started getting looked at funny was when Sticky Fingers did a celebrity match and got his ass whooped. Then it was just like, hey, it's hard to look at these niggas as like the hardest niggas. Like, I mean, he had a line, Sticky Fingers. I'm not even gonna say it, but once again, like their image just changed, but they didn't change their music for it. It's just they happened to strike a song that got popular with people. Naughty by Nature made a cognitive decision. We are going to make these catchy ass pop hip hop songs, and then we're going to get offended when somebody says we're pop. Treach used to get fucking offended by that shit.
How can you get offended? Number one, you started out with one of the greatest Motown songs as a bass. The sample was ABC. Yeah. So you starting there. So how in the world are you going to be offended that it's catchy without you even, putting down the first verse?
Because, man, he wanted to smooth it out a couple times, and they just smoothed it out the whole goddamn
Look, man, I mean, if you really wanted to be hard, then you would have went to Jay Dilla and be like, yo. No, they started out with something that was the sample was this. The sample they used was they used so much of it, everybody knew it came from Jackson 5, where they cognitively knew that it came from something that they already had heard. So it's just like when you start there, you already know what you're trying to do.
It just came down to they wanted to get paid.
And okay, but how can you now be offended because somebody said you being commercial?
Well, you notice they talked to Tretch about that. They didn't talk to the other two motherfuckers. Because the other two motherfuckers enjoyed getting paid. Tretch was the only one who felt like he had a rep that he had to protect.
Okay.
I mean, his name is Tretch, so I guess if your name is Tretch, you got to be hard.
And look, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Tretch is not like the hardest dude alive, because I don't know that man. Like, he might be right here. He might show up at my house tomorrow and be like, I heard that shit you was popping off, and slap the shit out of me. And I'd be like, hey, I didn't know, nigga. You should have said hip hop array first, and then I'd have known it was you. Because I'll be honest, if that nigga walk up to my door right now, I wouldn't even recognize him. I'd be like, yeah, nigga, I didn't even recognize you.
That's so cool.
I can't, man, because every time I close my eyes, all I can see is Moby. Like he on a roller coaster. Like, why can't I see it?
Hey, I mean,
now I'm going on Spotify.
It's like when Joe Budden on his podcast be talking real hard. It's like, nigga, you came out with "Pump It Up" first. Yeah, that was really your first song.
Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. I need you to do better.
Why don't we just admit who we are at a certain time and be done with it?
I mean, Joe Budden did do that. Joe Budden did a track with Christina Milian, man.
Okay.
And his 16 went hard.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Naughty by Nature equals Kermit, Bert, and Ernie.
I don't know if I can agree with that, but okay.
He did the Collinsworth. He did the Collinsworth.
I'm just saying, you got a microphone and
so all right, let's go to question 2. I think we beat up on OPP enough. So were you down with the latest clothing styles at the time? Now I understand Moby, it might be a little different when you were in high school, but like AG, were you down with like the cross colors and like the African medallion and all that shit?
Well, here's the thing. Cross color, all the stuff that I actually liked from hip hop, and cross colors was one of them to a degree. I could never afford it. That stuff was expensive, man. I would think about that. I would think about it in 2 ways. Number one, it was literally more than I had. And number 2, I thought about it. It's like, okay, let me get this right. I'm about to buy a pair of banana yellow pants. Am I going to want to wear these in 2 years? Am I going to want to wear these in 6 months? Can I afford to accessorize the way I should to make it look like you need to make it look? And that's even more money than the pants. And then I have to buy more pants and then all the things. And I have this whole wardrobe and I'm looking like a Crayola 64 box with no sharpener because I can't afford the accessories. So I'm gonna take a pass on that. So a lot of that stuff I couldn't afford it because you had to do so much to really make it look right. So I just let it go. I would just wear a t-shirt and jeans and some sneakers, and I left it at that. So some of the stuff that, I'm not really trendy, but some of the stuff I did like, but that stuff was super expensive. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good because, again, next summer, am I going to want to wear shorts that come down to my ankles? I'm not real sure about that.
Those aren't shorts. Those are pants.
Exactly my point. So... And then at the time, and I don't care what anybody says. When Criss Cross come on the radio, I'm all about that. So and they had the pants turned backwards, and they were starting to sell in the stores like that. And I'm like, I just can't do it. Just can't see myself doing it. So it didn't fit my style anyway. So whatever. But like I said, man, a lot of the stuff was just really expensive. I just couldn't afford it.
Like I understood the shirt being backwards, but the pants, bro, it's hard for you to take a piss. Pants are backwards.
All the things, but that's what they were doing. I remember they on Arsenio Hall show said, "Man, we're gonna be wearing our pants backwards forever." And I looked at them and like,
fucking hope not.
You're not. Eventually, you're gonna wake up one day and be like, "This is stupid." And turn my pants around. I'm just saying.
I did have a African medallion though.
Yeah, I never was a necklace guy, but that's felt
not very long.
If you start running, does it beat you up?
I mean,
does it crack your sternum at some point?
Well, if you had the heavy joints, man.
I mean, if you got one like for real, like a
not like a medallion, like if you throw it at somebody, you can knock them out. No, I ain't had one of those, motherfuckers.
Oh, okay. Did you have the leather one?
Yeah, I had a leather one.
Those
it didn't last very long.
Why not?
All right. My pro blackness just wasn't there for a very long time. And I'll put it like that, and that's just how I'll put it.
So if they had a bus boycott, you would have rode the bus, wouldn't you?
Strong. I ain't walking. Fuck that. Especially the school. Man, kiss my ass on that. Walk or Shirley Brown. I'm walking. That's what it is.
Yeah, hey, man.
Tico, Mo B, what'd they have when you were in school, man?
Y'all talking about middle school stuff, so like that.
Oh, so that was middle school for you, I guess.
Yeah, that's for middle school, like early middle school with that for me. That's
now, was your mom buying you stuff like that, or did you even want it?
Hell no.
I mean, it might have been some bright colors. It might have been some color schemes that I ain't necessarily, I'm not proud of like 30 years later. But you know what I'm saying? That's about it. You know what I'm saying? I had my Hawaiian Punch T-shirt on. I had my Fight the Power T-shirt on from Lean on Me. You know what I'm saying? my Pump Up the Volume T-shirt.
Oh Jesus! Horrible movie, just as bad song.
Oh man, what's a horrible movie? Lean on Me?
No,
Pump Up the Volume.
Okay. I was about to say.
Wait a minute, wasn't that Christian Slater?
Unfortunately,
yeah, it was.
I like that with the pirate radio show. That was cool.
It wasn't horrible, but AG, it doesn't age well. But at the time, no, it wasn't horrible.
But does any movie age well?
Some of them do, but
they still show Back to the Future.
They do.
Because when you think about it, Back to the Future doesn't age horribly though. Like
no, it didn't. Surprisingly, it did not.
It doesn't age that bad. But no,
Which is weird, right? You would think.
When I was in high school, it was baggy clothes and everybody was dressing like a hot boy. So fashion had actually become kind of cheap for us.
A hot boy?
Yeah.
Explain.
Cash money?
Like white t-shirt and
we were wearing white t-shirts and baggy jeans and
see, I could have afforded that.
I couldn't afford the Jabro jeans, but I was like, I could do a big t-shirt. Yeah, I could do the big ass t-shirts, and I was with that.
The t-shirts with the sleeves that hang down past your elbow. They were so big.
Hell yeah, I was a big dude that really needed a 3X, watching all these little skinny ass niggas wear 3X t-shirts,
extra long do-rags.
Being mad as shit when I like go to Foot Locker to get them white tees and they like all the 3Xs out. I'm like, nigga, everybody here 85 pounds. Where the 3Xs go?
Yo, at my heaviest, when I was working for the company I work for now, and I was in Military Circle Mall, there was a Foot Locker like 4 stores down. And every week, like on Fridays, I'd go in there, try to get a jersey, basketball jersey. They never have them. Why? How come y'all never have basketball? Like, didn't y'all just get a shipment? Yeah, we got a shipment yesterday, but all the little kids came and took all the big. Can you not do that? Like, F them.
This America.
I got to respond to what Kebiako said. He said no Bugle Boy jeans because Pastor Troy said so.
What is wrong with Bugle Boy, man? Does this guy hate everything?
Pastor Troy said so.
I don't know, but not it won't just Pastor Troy because Trick Daddy girls ask, are those Bugle Boy jeans you wear? Hell no, bitch. You know they polo.
Polos. I don't think Bugle Boy jeans made it very well. I
remember there used to be a Bugle Boy outlet when I was in Georgia. There was a Bugle Boy outlet, man, and it was like back in the day when you ain't had no money. Like it was hard not to have some Bugle Boy jeans.
But wasn't that the wrong demographic though? Wasn't that white suburbia?
Yeah, but the outlet had them cheap ass Bugle Boy jeans though, man. Like
I didn't know.
It was hard not to have Bugle Boy jeans with the outlet right there.
Because actually, in white suburbia, Bugle Boy was a status symbol.
But I feel like
that and what is it? Oh, Guess.
I feel like Bugle Boy jeans. The Bugle Boy happened way before Denny's happened, which how people didn't like the way they were treated in Denny's. I feel like that happened with Bugle Boy, because Bugle Boy was very popular, and then not.
It wasn't. Yeah, it just kind of
like Moby said, they're pretty much shitting on Bugle Boy jeans in rap songs. Yeah, you done lost the black community. Yeah, where they at now?
Oh, you know what I did? I did save my money for one thing that I did like, that was my style, that I could not afford, but I did save my money for one item. I had a Tommy Hilfiger polo.
Christ.
I'm sorry.
Love that shirt, man.
For what?
Because it was cool. To me, I loved it, man.
Man, look, man.
I've had one Tommy Hilfiger t-shirt in my life. I had one Tommy Hilfiger t-shirt. And I'm pretty sure it was a knockoff. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even real. I'm pretty sure it was fake.
So Ruben, why you give me the look of shame, man? What's wrong with Hilfiger, man?
But besides the fact that there's been several allegations of racism with them, nothing much. Yeah. I mean, no different than anybody else.
Okay. I keep hearing conflicting reports about that, but I get it. Did like that shirt though.
Oh damn. So yeah, we're gonna ignore that comment and then we're gonna move on, because I figured that was about to happen.
We ignoring comments now?
I mean,
we're ignoring comments. Which comment are we ignoring?
That Lions comment. I guess the Lions just start getting their ass beat, because
they didn't get their ass beat. What happened is,
they're only down by 3 now.
Josh Reynolds decided that he was gonna
he wouldn't have bid for himself.
He was gonna settle his gambling debts by being an awful football player.
Right now, bro.
Yeah,
like you should have did that shit last round.
Nah, he pretty much figured this is the best time to cash out and get all those loan sharks off my back. I'm just gonna drop everything.
So, were there any trends that y'all were about in your high school days?
I mean, look, I couldn't afford a lot of the trends, and I don't mean like I couldn't afford because like my family was inherently broke or something. It was just my mom won't about to spend hundreds of dollars on them new J's every time they drop, and in Portsmouth, like a whole bunch of niggas had J's and didn't have no lights on at home, but they had them new J's when they came out, and
J3s make it better when you can't see at night.
Yeah, apparently them should keep you warm.
When you gotta open the stove to get some heat, them J2s. Hey yo.
I literally remember niggas like coming to school late, and I'd be like, "Why you coming to school late?" Oh, because my parents took me to go to Foot Locker to get them J's when they came. I'm like, bro, like I know where y'all stay. Like they took you there. Like your parents probably should have been at work. Like. and you needed to be in school more than any of us, because like Lord knows, if education is your way out, like bro, you've been making some bad business decisions.
Oh man,
nah, man, never had. Well, I had one pair of J's, and they were the cloth J's, and back then.
Whoa, back up. When were there ever cloth Jordans?
There are some cloth Jordans.
You mean some knockoff? You're not talking about the like the retro ones, are you?
I'm talking about the red and black ones that weren't made of leather. They were made of not cloth, I guess. It's not leather. It's like, I mean,
bro, you just hit. I'm gonna have to do research on this. You had some individual J's. you had on some J.
You know what? That's no. That's no.
What are those? These are J2s.
They lasted just as long as every other pair of shoes I had back in the day.
You had some Jordashes on.
You know what? Let's go. You had some Jordashes.
Yeah, why they gotta be Jordashes? That's foul. Yeah, they last like 3 months, man. It wasn't good. Back then, I went through shoes, man. I just went through shoes because my parents didn't really want to get me Nikes. And I was just like, Nikes are the only things that will like not die on my feet. Cause I apparently I was rough on shoes growing up. I mean, I ain't paid no athletics and shit. I was just fat and just rough on shoes. So, all right. So, top 5 favorite songs of high school. AG, what you got?
Man, I can't answer the question.
What do you mean you can't?
I literally can't. Top 5, man. All the songs in high school were like awesome, man. Because I was drawn.
Everybody generally romanticizes the songs in high school, and then, I mean, it's a lot of music, man.
It is.
Name 5 songs you liked.
Okay, I mean, okay, I'll tell you what.
So, Ruben, your top 5 list is literally your 5 favorite songs of high school. Like, you've definitively figured out these are the 5 favorite songs of my 4-year life in high school.
Did I listen to a lot in high school? Yeah.
Look, I love that face. He's like, oh my goodness.
Hey, man.
But obviously, you've been thinking about this question longer than the couple days you gave us to think about this question.
I have not.
Or you only listen to 10 songs in your whole high school life, because I'm pretty sure to get down to 5 songs, man, it could not have been easy.
It wasn't easy. I mean, I listen to a lot of music, but there were 5 songs that I could sit and say, yeah, throughout my high school life, I always listened to this. And regardless, if I liked other songs and stuff like that, like Babyface ain't on my list. Lord knows I listened to a shit ton of Babyface in high school, but he never made my top 5. Or like, H-Town ain't on this bitch. Thank God.
And why the hell not?
I mean, I think the question is, why the hell should they be?
Christmas.
Jesus Christ.
I love it when y'all do that every Christmas. every year y'all get into that, and it's like
spread the love, baby.
It's the gift that keeps giving, man.
Because Moby's like, for Christmas,
man. But let's be real, man. Every January, those guys are like, "Yo, man, we getting a residual from that Christmas song."
I'm sure they get a little bit in the mail every quarter. I'm sure they do, because that's hilarious.
Right, I'm pretty sure they don't notice the 17 cents that come into their account for that shit. Not from the Christmas version. Not from the Christmas version, baby. Like, unless they lump it in with the regular version.
They lump it in the regular check.
17 cents for a song like that. They probably signed a really bad deal. I'm just saying, we're going to hope that they sign a decent deal.
I mean, it's not JT money, but, it is what it is. All on Luke, man. I ain't saying Luke signed bad deals. I'm just saying, yeah.
I say one song that I know for a fact that I enjoyed in high school, and this is due to my lovely wife, because again, we've known each other our lives. She was much more musically, wide than I was. I was listening to one thing, and I only cared to listen to one thing, and at that point. But she turned me on to Prince's new record. I'm definitely showing my age here, Sign of the Times. And she said, "Hal, you got to listen to this." And I love me some Prince, because the second song I'll just say the second song now. The second song I really like from Prince was I Want to Be Your Lover. That's probably my favorite Prince song for real.
Okay.
Except when she turned me on to that, she gave it to me, but she didn't give it to me. She let me borrow it for a couple of weeks. And I sat down and I really gave it a listen.
Oh, I thought you were talking about give you something else. Okay, my bad. Hey.
Anyway.
On this show, that's a fair question.
Well, I'm just letting you know, every time I tell you about some escapades, you get red in the face.
Because it's funny.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway.
It's normally red.
So I'm listening to it. Sign of the Times was a song I had heard on the radio, so I was familiar with that one. But the second or third song was a song called Housequake. I said, Housequake. I wonder what that's about. So I turned it on. My life changed. Forever. Now, if y'all have not heard, if you're a Prince fan, I'm sure you've heard it. If you are not a Prince fan, but you appreciate the music or whatever it is, go to Spotify, go to Sign of the Times, listen to Housequake. It is literally the funkiest song Prince has ever done, hands down, in my opinion. And that's saying a lot. And there are some other tracks on there that are fire. I mean, gasoline, blue flame fire. But this one, yeah, that's life-changing. Third song, Respect, because Motown was kind of going through a resurgence at the time, and I grew up with this stuff. So every time Respect came on the radio, I'm all about that.
R.E.S.P.E.C.T.?
Yes. Led Zeppelin is a few songs, but I would probably say Rock and Roll would be the definitive song for me from them.
Yo, that Hootie and the Blowfish cover.
Hey, what can I do?
Oh my God,
they killed it. They killed it dead.
I feel like it's better than the damn Led Zeppelin version.
Well, it is, but still, I mean,
it's good. Don't get it twisted, but yeah.
And the last one is the Genesis song that I used to hear when I was a kid because they had a video for it on MTV when MTV was in its infancy, and I remember it. And so whenever it came on the radio, I really tuned into that, and that was "Turn It On." That song came out in like 1980, maybe 1979. And basically anything from Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, it's like they could do no wrong. I mean, I'm not a huge Reasons fan, but it's still dope. So I would say in high school, and there's some other stuff out there that I'm leaving out. Bon Jovi is like a big one I'm really leaving out. Motley Crue is another one. But those songs were the songs that kind of came to mind when I think about that time. It was a rough time for me to start with, but I mean, those songs, yeah, that's what's up.
Word.
Y'all need to check out Housequake. If you have never heard it before, do yourself if you're a Prince fan, do yourself a favor and listen to that song. It is the funkiest Prince song I have ever heard.
And Brent agrees with you. He said people sleep on Housequake.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I ain't know because, like I said before, it's not one of those songs people like. It's not on the tip of their tongue when you say Prince, but that song, yo. Second, also the honorable mention coming from the same record as Hot Thing. That's another one. Like, wow.
Okay. KB Yakko says any version of Rough Riders Anthem is definitely in their high school top 5. It's all right. What about you, Moby? Did you figure out 5 songs? Did you listen to high school a lot?
I can name a whole bunch of songs.
Can we just name 5 though? Because we ain't got the time.
All right, so I'm gonna start at number 28.
You should have been on last week, so man.
I would say Master P, Make Him Say
Oh yeah. Love that. Nah, I love that.
Then I mean it's kind of a natural transition, but Back That Ass Up, Juvenile taking over for the 199. Bro, what do you mean what version?
There's more than one version?
There's
a
radio and then the album.
Exactly.
And the radio version,
I don't really call that a version. That's just
it is. But
I mean, you're right. It is.
There's a distinct difference because Lil Wayne is different on the radio version versus the album version. But I don't really care, like, because that's the least influential part of the song. Like, the most impactful part of that song is that fucking crazy ass timeless beat that Mannie Fresh laid down for that song that unifies women of all age groups, nationalities, cultural backgrounds. When that doom, when that shit drops, all women drop their differences and they unite to shake their ass for everyone.
I didn't know all that was happening.
Hey, go to any company fucking Christmas dinner or Christmas function where there's a DJ. If he drops on Back That Ass Up, you can look around all the women from different ages, backgrounds, cultural upbringings. They all stop what they're doing and do some version of shaking that ass.
Grandma.
I mean, another one for me was Dru Hill, Beauty. And I don't know why. That just seems like such a high school, you got a crush on a girl song. So I guess that was timeless for me. And then, of course, I mean, in almost every top 5 we do is Outkast Bombs Over Baghdad, which I still think is the most impactful song in hip hop. So
I think every time somebody asks you about music in your top 5,
that song is on the list.
Like 4 because you already know Bombs Over Baghdad.
It's 4 and Impossible for me every time, no matter what the list is. 4 and Impossible. And I mean, I wanted to like do something that was like in a different genre, but I mean, honestly, That's not how I was living back then. So I'm gonna drop that ghetto spiritual C Murder down for my niggas. Down for my niggas.
That song's dope though.
Bruh, like, cause I play sports, so in football, like before every game, and then and now white schools in the Southeastern Conference play it, and it's just hilarious to watch Alabama play that music and put on the scoreboard down for my defense. Yeah. That's what we call them. Niggas.
I didn't even know.
Down for my on third down, Alabama was get hype. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just like, really? But then again, it's no different than being at University of Georgia and watching them niggas play past Detroit and hear all the white people just be hype about it, man. You haven't lived until you see these white people that feel it.
And they be singing it. They know the words. They know the words, AG. Even old white people know the words.
And I'm pretty confident that half of the stadium is saying nigga. They have
to because they know that's what the song says. They have to.
That's not
in
the version
fact, I would say it's a percentage of those people that say it out loud. That's because their fandom, their stadium is pretty white to start with.
Yeah, man. Just like K-Bagger said, they down for them naysayers.
I was thinking about them.
Down for my naysayers. But yeah, like in high school, because I played sport, like I couldn't get away from that song. Like every musical, every sporting event, dun, 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 like it's gonna play. So I can't even think about high school without it.
Word. Awesome. Thank you. So, I was a very different person back in high school. It's kind of weird, but I was. So, in no particular order, I learned what West Coast rap was in high school. I mean, NWA, Fuck the Police. Man, I was all about that shit. And then the cool thing was my parents are like, you can play anything you want. The door just must be closed when you play it in your... What? Thank you for the freedom. Man, it won't loud, but I'm pretty sure the parents walked by the door and heard some fuck the police coming straight from the underground. And they kept it moving because that was the rules.
Because your door was closed.
My door is closed and it won't like super loud. That was the rules. So hey man, I am all about,
You know what, man? I don't mean to interrupt you, but only thing in my mind right now is Aunt Shirley humming it under her breath, talking about F the police.
If she did, she would never admit it. She would never admit it.
I know.
But it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome.
I want to picture her saying cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Yeah, I can see that. I can't unsee that either.
Yeah, nah.
Rolling in my 6'4".
Exactly. LL Cool J, I'm bad.
Ooh, that was good.
I mean, I was a big LL guy. That's like really, LL is like one of the few New York rappers that I would fuck with.
Wait a minute, wasn't that the same record that had Mama Said Knock You Out on it?
No, that was the next one.
That was next, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but LL Cool J has always been a favorite of mine. But once again, I've professed on this show and the majority of my life, I'm not a fan of a lot of New York rap at all. LL Cool J is just one of them.
Same here. I was listening to LL's greatest hits in high school, so that's even though he was still making songs, like we called it greatest hits because like I was talking about the songs before he became an R&B artist.
Shut up.
And then don't get me wrong, he was a very good R&B artist at that. Like he was really good, but
hey lover. I
thought LL was part of the crowd that actually ushered in "You Need a Hook in This."
No, he absolutely is. He's one of the pioneers, and he used to bring niggas that could sing to do it. And then
he was smart enough.
And then all these other niggas started taking shortcuts. Yeah, all the other rappers started taking shortcuts. Like, and I say start taking shortcuts, but really they were making better business decisions because now they ain't got to pay nobody.
Exactly, but they're horrible.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Number 3, I mean, Smooth Criminal, man. Like,
yeah. Now, do you like the Michael Jackson version, or you like Alien Ant Farm version?
I mean, to
if
me,
you a Desert Island version, which one?
They're on the same. They're on the same level to me. It's just different. Hold on. The reason why it's on the same level is just different. It's different things. It's like if I just want to kind of just rock out, Alien Ant Farm kills it. If I want to just enjoy the music and stuff, and just think about all the crazy ass dance moves that I'll never be able to do because I'm fat and stuff like that he can do, yeah. I like Michael Jackson, but to me, they're on the same level.
This is why I can't put them on the same level. It is not because I think Alien Ant Farm did some injustice. It's like when you listen to Smooth Criminal, the song is longer because it has more of a break. It has more of the breaks in it. You have more of the actual song performance, like lyrical and everything in it. Alien Ant Farm's version is so dope and it's brilliant because they made a very condensed version of the song too. So basically, it just rocks. It hits you, and then it's over with.
They get in, they get out.
Yeah, it hits you, and it's over with. That's the brilliance of it. Like they didn't let it drag out because if you let it drag off, now every little individual break, people compare it to the one before. But Alien Ant Farm comes in and hits you so hard with just a pure rock version of it that you never have to compare it. You just appreciate both versions.
Yeah, it's I would say is one of the best remakes of all time. Of a remake of a song, that's one of the best. I'm not saying it is the best. I'm saying it's one of the best. Top 5 easy.
Well, the reason I think the reason so many people feel good about that version is because it's a tribute song, but it's like a tribute in a like we appreciate what this song is. Now this is our interpretation of that great song, and we're not taking away from it.
Correct.
Like we're not trying to copy or emulate it. We're it's still a rock song, and it's a dope ass song because they killed it. But it's like we're not trying to emulate it. We're not trying to copy it or jack it. We're basically saying, hey, we listened to this shit too, and we thought it was dope too.
Yeah. And honestly, the thing that really sold it other than that, the video's phenomenal. Because I appreciate the fact that some of the guys were doing some of it, but then they had that one little white kid who was just killing it. He was killing it. So, like, shout out to them. And that's by far their most popular song in life.
And here's the thing. I didn't even know they had another song. That's the only song I know about them from them.
Yeah,
that's it.
They're not bad.
As far as they're concerned, they don't exist to me other than that song. Like you say their name, that's the only song I can even fathom that they did.
I want to say they did
they retired right after that song, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what you say.
No, I'm talking before that. They did a joint with Public Enemy.
Sure.
Did they really?
Yeah.
This is the second time they've done that. Okay.
Oh man, CK Biacco. That's fine for people who care about the Bodyguard song. I don't.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, but he ain't wrong at all.
Whitney Houston. Look, man, Dolly Parton is the one that got paid, but Whitney Houston stole that song from her.
I mean, she even said that's her song. She said, "It's my song no more."
I mean, what's wrong with what Biacco said?
No, I'm just saying. I mean,
that's the truth.
Everybody brings that up, and it's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But
you obviously did.
You kind of do.
Your hate came out strong. Right?
I was waiting for that.
You might as well have been like, "F that dead bitch." Like that's pretty much how you said it, though.
That's not how I said it.
AG, is that not the tone he kind of?
Not wrong, sir. No. You are not wrong. That hurt my feelings, but you ain't wrong. Two things can be true at the same time.
Man,
I'm just saying, man.
That was what your tone said. That's not what I said. That's what your tone said.
And I'll say this. I'll say this to defend myself. Nah, man. I don't. The tone didn't mean to come out like that. However, I am glad that there is evidence that everybody thought Bobby was crazy, and it won't Bobby who was really crazy.
No, people who were in the know knew because
I've
heard that. I heard that a lot while she was still alive.
In all fairness. Just because she's crazy doesn't absolve him of being crazy too.
True, but
I didn't think we're looking for absolution, but I think her image allowed us to think.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
we thought he was a bad influence to her,
and
Bobby was like, "Damn, I was just smoking weed and drinking." Like she was doing that booger sugar. Like,
wait a minute, booger sugar.
She introduced me to that because that was a white people party drug. We weren't doing that. We were smoking weed and drinking.
And apparently she'd been doing that for a very long time.
I mean, who she been hanging around for a very long time?
I mean,
she hung in them circles.
Yeah. So number 4, a song that don't get a lot of burn, man. Cinderfella Dana Dane. Song's awesome. Song's very awesome.
Anytime you have a chance to get Dana Dane in an argument, you will. And I appreciate that. That's your guy.
Because he is so underappreciated, man. Dana Dane is dope. And that Cinderfella song, they should make a movie off that shit because it's awesome. And then, of course, sorry for my ladies out there. No, I'm not. Ice Cube's A Bitch is a Bitch.
I've never heard that one before.
Oh, you have not, sir.
I got to go to Spotify again.
You should listen to that. And
look, Ice Cube, nobody womanized on a track like Ice Cube. Like I know that's nothing that nobody wants to brag about, but like
womanized on a track.
I'm just saying nobody has and he's got a track record of it. Like nobody writes more misogynistic lyrics better than Ice Cube. That same nigga that's making all them family movies, that dude hated him some women in lyrics.
Yeah. And I mean, but the cool thing about it in that song, he said, there's a verse part where she's like, I know you ain't calling me a bitch. He's like, I'm not calling you a bitch. If you listen to the song, it tell you what a bitch is. Because he talks about how dudes can be bitches too. Yeah. And it's just, and she gets mad that why you still calling me a bitch? And then he eventually calls her a bitch.
Which I appreciate. A lot of people don't realize that Ludacris' song "She's a Hoe," a hoe is literally like a tribute song to "Bitch is a Bitch." That's why at the end of the song, like I want a hoe, like don't feel so sad and blue. Most of us niggas is hoes too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Too Short. Yeah, we kind of missed that one.
I'm gonna be honest,
it's too much music, man. This question is just so...
no, because I think that was the womanizing lyrics. And here's the thing: I never took Too Short as being womanizer. I always took Too Short as talking about a very particular sect of woman. Like he was very specific about who he was talking to. There was no generalizations being made.
And that's why I think a bitch is a bitch is like too, because Ice Cube gives you the definition of a bitch. Like literally, he says, "This is a definition of a bitch," and he goes into it. And then if you get offended by this, then I guess that's what you are. And I'm just like, I can't be really mad at that. But especially back then, I was also like in 10th and 11th grade, so I really didn't give two shits about a lot of shit back then. So, but nah, I was a big fan of NWA as a whole. And as far as my hip hop life, they wrote a lot of it. Between them, LL and Public Enemy. Ooh, I'm surprised that I haven't been put in jail for something, from rioting or something. So, but yeah, that's my top 5. So good stuff, man. Hey, I appreciate all the comments and stuff. I'm gonna slide back to one earlier that Black Patricia Alps came back. It's like she was a tomboy high school from 9th to 11th grade, and she was voted best in the boys section. Did you beat the shit of all the kids there, or like I don't like or?
It kind of depends on when she went to school, because like a part of my high school, like the tomboy thing was in, because you gotta think like T-Boss from TLC, very tomboy.
That's very true.
Aaliyah, very tomboys. Like I mean, well, I guess we found out later on the Brat, but what I'm saying is like there was a lot of tomboyish women that were also seen as sexy too. So that wasn't always an insult.
Well, I mean, that had to be an insult to all the dudes there, though.
Man, fuck them dudes. Anybody worry about that?
And with that being said,
we talking about our listener. Them niggas don't listen to us. And if they do, we ain't talking about you. We talking about the rest of them niggas.
and if you lost, that's your fault. Get your game up, nigga. So, AG, what's on your mind, bro?
Man, I was so disappointed the Ravens lost today. They didn't even cover. Ain't nothing to it. It ain't deep.
I was disappointed
that they lost. I was like, man, Lamar, you were right there and changing the narrative on yourself, and didn't even cover the 4.5.
They didn't give it up like the Lions did, though.
They didn't, because I was watching the score as we were doing the podcast, and I'm like, how you gonna be up 24 and then lose? But come on.
But San Francisco didn't cover.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah,
which
but
is
now
weird. Like we give a shit about them covering.
But now I got to hear about 2 more weeks of how Shanahan's a fucking genius who's never won anything.
God, I don't want, man. I want Kansas City to beat the dog shit out of them. Dogs. I don't ever want Kyle Shanahan to be successful.
Well, actually, speaking of Kyle Shanahan, this is how strong. And I said this before. Once somebody creates a narrative on you, especially in the NFL, that is the narrative that you have forever, for better or worse. How come no one ever says anything about that stupid loss when he was offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons? How come no one talks about that?
Well,
he's a genius, and I'm not saying he's not really smart at offenses, but please help me understand how that gets omitted from every Kyle Shanahan conversation.
Because
all you had to do was run the ball and you win a ring. And he chose not to. He chose to be cute. And then he lost the game and then got hired for the 49ers.
No, he got hired before that game. That was the problem. He got hired before that game.
Okay. Well, only thing I'm saying is
he had shit to lose, basically. Because he was like, well, I'm going to go to San Francisco and win me a chip. Well,
he should have won it that night.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. Anyway, like I said, man, I was disappointed. I really thought the Ravens were going to do it this time. Lamar's going to change the narrative, and he didn't. And I was just really I really don't take stuff hard like that. But I was like, bro. Anyway, that's what's on my mind.
Yeah, but the narrative, like, I hate to compare opposite sports, but the problem is they all live in a world that Patrick Mahomes exists in. And it's like they playing Jordan. And it's like, look, man, I was an Atlanta Hawks fan. Dominique Wilkins was one of the craziest athletes to ever play basketball. Nobody remembers him because he played when Jordan played, man. Like,
not wrong. I don't remember him, but you're right about that. You're right, absolutely right about that.
We don't blame Dominique for not winning. Like, nobody, and that's what's unfair. Like, they're gonna give Lamar Jackson, or he's not clutch, he can't get it done. It's like, no, that nigga playing Jordan, man.
Well,
the thing is, Jordan wasn't on the field when he was on the field. What I'm saying is there were mistakes made, and I just hated to see it go down like that. And again, this is no disrespect to Patrick Mahomes. I'm just like, Lamar could have changed the narrative on who he was, and I'm like, good gravy. That's all.
I think State Farm just rigged all of it because they got to make sure all their folks. No, they learned their lesson because for years they had Chris Paul doing shit, and they were just like, we've associated ourselves with losers, so now we just gonna pay the league off to make sure that we always keep a winner representing.
That's not always true because Aaron Rodgers was the first.
Yeah,
but he got a ring.
He got a ring, and then he didn't no more.
No, well, he got a ring though. He got a ring. If this is what we're doing, he got a ring.
Hey, but Pat got 2. I mean, look, we said what we want, but Pat got 2.
And they slowly got off of Aaron Rodgers. We had Bijan Raji doing discount double check. They were slowly getting away from Aaron Rodgers. They were just like, hey, nigga, you ain't won in a while. We got to start getting some other people up here. And they were like, and Chris Paul ain't never going to win. But, I mean,
but look, man,
apparently people like people who in the NBA that look like they're regular dudes. So we like getting short people to advertise for us.
But, yo, man, can we give a shout out to the State Farm commercial when I guess Patrick Mahomes, they told him he wanted the most valuable bundler.
Love it. That confetti is
and then he was just like, oh, what, like this?
Exactly.
Okay. Y'all like that commercial, but my favorite commercial is when he's like, they're doing like the pregame speech, and he's like, it's all comes down to one word. Bundle with home and auto. And the guy's like, that's 4 words. He goes, not if you bundle it.
That's very true.
I love it. And then he starts convulsing. That's I love that commercial, man. That's hilarious. But actually, the one that's really funny to me is the Andy Reid when they at the restaurant.
Oh yeah,
man.
Us laughing at Andy Reid being fat.
Oh my god. Hey, let's do that again with those nuggies. Oh my god. Okay.
He didn't say nuggets.
He said nuggies.
Like an old
nuggies. Yes. Anyway, that's what's on my mind. You're gonna get them next year, Lamar. But man, good gravy. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, Moby, what's on your mind, bro?
All right, so my youngest daughter turned 12.
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man. So we were in the car yesterday, and it was just me and her, and other people were in the store, and it was just us listening to music, and Boys in the Hood came on, and we're listening to it.
It's fair to ask, man.
I guess you're right, but the only one I care about I need Eazy-E rapping. Okay,
thank you. That's what I figured, but because I mean, honestly, if you'd have said the other one, I'd have been like, you turned it off after Jeezy finished, right?
Now it's on the radio, so it doesn't have the full effect, but it doesn't matter. I'm still like into it, all the beat transitions in it, and I look at her and I'm like, you think this is whack, don't you? And she was like, no, but there's just like so many different beats happening at one time, and I'm like, yeah, that was the brilliance of this. And I'm like, this was the original gangster rap music. And she was like, oh, because the gangsters that make music now, they're not really gangsters, they just do YouTube stuff. And I looked at her and I was like, my girl.
Can you give a hug for me?
He is not wrong.
But then I found myself like being responsible and being like, look, in all fairness, half the niggas that was talking about gangster rap when I was young,
did you say
faking it too. Yeah, I was like, half the niggas that were lying too. And I'm like, this nigga Eazy-E didn't even write his own shit. And Ice Cube was writing it, and he went to private school. So I was like, look, we all out here faking it. So I'm just saying, like, just appreciate the music and the message, not necessarily the messenger. Because there's a lot of false prophets out here. Like, you listen to all these little Uzis and blue faces and all the people out here doing all this toxic shit. I'm like, look, just don't believe. Yeah, don't believe all these people are really gangsters. So then we went down this I let her listen to 6 in the morning, let her listen to all the old, and she was like jamming with me. And then we listened to what was it, Gin and Juice.
Ooh, nice.
And she was like, pointing out references that Snoop made from other classic songs. And I'm just like, I've taught you well.
Young Padawan.
Right, exactly.
I was just like, it's okay. I will allow you listening to your mumble rap because you at least have. She don't even listen to the mumble rap. She listens to the depressed rap, where all the niggas sound like they sad, and it's like I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes the beat slap, but it's like a sad slap that you gotta listen to by yourself. Like,
is it slapping if it's sad?
I mean, yeah, because you can appreciate the beat, and it's like, okay, I see what you're doing. It's a nice melody.
Sad shit.
Yeah, but it's like, damn, y'all niggas sound depressed, and like y'all need a hug. And I thought y'all was supposed to be killing niggas, and like y'all need hugs and shit. Like, it's confusing. It's confusing when in the first verse you're talking about how you kill a nigga, and then in the second verse, I clearly see you're addressing your mental health conditions and talking about traumas in your life, and basically saying you need love. Like, I'd be confused as fuck listening to some of these new niggas rap. Like, like, I don't know if I'm supposed to get hyped, be concerned, or like
be concerned.
911. Hey, can you call such and such's house? Because I think he might
can we do a mental health check on
be boy? Concerned.
Like, wow.
And look, man, I'm not trying to clown it. Like, I guess it's cool that like they live in a world where artists now feel like the ultimate freedom to just be vulnerable on a track. But I mean, nigga, go to therapy. Don't be putting that sad ass shit on every track, man. Like, damn, man. Like, you got money now, nigga. Go find a shrink, man, and talk that shit out, man.
What you need to do, stop doing, putting jewels in your forehead. Like you the Vision.
You leave that man alone, man.
Yeah.
And then he lost it. And then he lost it.
Yeah.
Nikki D424 said that is their therapy.
I guess, man.
Well, that's fair, because this show is my therapy.
No,
because this is way cheaper than that shit.
Once again, as I'm insulting it, I actually appreciate it, and sometimes I'm like, hey, man, that's cool that they have this outlet, but then at the end of the day, I just be like, damn, nigga, is anybody happy? Because every R&B female artist out there, like, I'm like, yo, all y'all chicks need hugs, because apparently everybody doing y'all wrong. Like, ain't nobody having no actual love song. It's all about this nigga that did them wrong and how they gonna be all right. And I'm not sure they're gonna be all right because I mean Mary J. Blige said no more drama.
I get home.
I'm just saying Mary J. said no more drama like 25 years ago, and I swear that bitch has been in drama ever since. Like, so I don't know what to believe on these tracks no more, man. Like,
nothing. Don't believe shit.
I mean, look, I mean, Brian McKnight said one last cry. I mean, we ain't heard from that nigga in a while, so maybe he is done crying. See, at least he was honest on his shit. I mean, damn. I guess.
She says it's called journaling movie.
Well, is it journaling or is it what is it? I mean
Moby, you hear that? You see that?
I heard it. I guess it's called journaling, but
I mean we gotta pay for it. Shit.
Yeah, I mean not even pay for it. Like I don't generally hear what's in your journal. And if you are gonna tell me what's in your journal, I got a right to not listen to it no more. Like I don't want to hear about your problems. No, but no, honestly, man. Like I'm not. Yo, no, but he ain't wrong. Like I told you about the song. Like she's literally committing murder in her song, and like everybody's like, cool. That's the top 5 at 5 right there. Like, this bitch is talking about murdering her ex, and we like that's the #1 most requested song of the day. It's like, damn, man, like what are y'all doing out here now, man? Like,
oh shit. That's funny.
Look, I appreciate everybody has an outlet, man. I just can't listen to it all the time. Like I'd be like, damn, can we lie about being happy on some tracks again? Like,
I almost want.
But then it wouldn't be authentic.
You wouldn't want Forever to come out with Happy Part 2.
It wasn't ever authentic, AG. It's just it was pieces of it. Like give me some variety. Give me happy sometimes. Look, you can make a sad song. Unfortunately,
how are you trying to dictate these people's artistic?
I'm not trying to dictate it. I'm just saying I just wish the radio wouldn't just play one thing. Because I know these artists are out here making other songs, but everything on the radio just sounds sad and womanizing. Like, but I guess that's what everybody wants to hear,
But before, when we were growing up, it was angry and womanizing.
Yeah, I guess. But look, the common denominator is womanizing. That is. but here's the thing: a lot of the womanizing now is coming from other women. The womanizing now stuff is coming. I mean, look, man, if I gotta hear, about her booty hole being brown one more time, like I'm just like, yo, I'm done with this sexy red stuff, man.
Oh, sex, God bless America, man. Yo, talk about no talent. Oh my God.
There's a girl on one of the younger basketball teams that my daughters refer to as sexy red because she's got red hair, and I just be like, please do not call that young lady that. Like, that is insulting. I don't even know this young lady, and that is insulting to her.
They call her sexy red?
Yeah, I mean, because they just talking about her hair color is red, but I'm just like, no, man, don't do that to her. Don't do that, because I don't want like 3 or 4 years from now me seeing her on some music video rapping and me being like, God damn it, we did this to her. Hey, did this to her. We put her in this box.
That chick's still torn pregnant, bro. That's all I got to say on that.
Bro, here's the thing. I'm not mad at any sexy red. I just wish we had more variety. Just give me more variety, man. Like back in the day, there was a tour that existed where it was Kid and Play, MC Hammer, and NWA.
I don't know how that happened.
All spectrums, baby. All spectrums. And I'm pretty sure Tretch was trying to jump in there and do some.
No! Who got that back, man?
Wow.
I can't unsee that. Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
You're right. You're right, Nick. I should just, do iTunes and Spotify, make my own playlist. But then Spotify be recommending songs and all them shits be sad. I'd be like, Spotify, what you trying to say about me, bro?
First of all, I don't listen to nothing Spotify recommends. If it's new, fuck that.
Look, man, Spotify in the R&B soul section, I love Spotify because I hear a whole bunch of songs that I'll never hear on the radio. But you're right, when it comes to like hip hop music, ooh, that shit is hit or miss right there, baby. Like
that shit's miss all day. Like I can't do it. I can't. Oh my God,
man! I be listening to some hot ass Lil Yachty songs and
Lil Boat.
Hey, Lil Boat.
Say Lil Boat.
Yeah, Lil Boat, man. It's Lil Boat.
Hey, Lil Yachty is a pioneer, man. All right, he is a pioneer. He is a jewel, and we have to protect him at all costs, man.
He was on ha too. Jesus Christ. All right, thank you, Moby. Yeah, man, and you know what, KB Yako and I be on the same shit, man. What's on my mind? This punk ass motherfucker, Tim Scott, bro.
Oh no,
bro.
Oh no, what did he say now?
Well, you see, he backed Trump. Like Moby left.
he left the show.
I had to gather myself, man.
He had to gather himself.
So after his punk ass drop out the race, that he won't go win, he then finally came out there and gave Donald Trump his nod. And as Donald Trump was shitting on what's her face? I can't remember her fucking name because who cares? He comes out there, he's like, hey, aren't you mad at her too? The woman who put him in the Senate, he was not elected by people. She moved him to the Senate. And then he's like, nah, man, I just love you. Negro, what? Bruh, look, man, all I got to say is on that bullshit, there's some things left to do in private. And I would appreciate that you would use some of that, because the fuck you out here doing, man?
I mean, how do people listen to Tim Scott? Because he has like a couple things aesthetically going against him. And one is like he has an untrustworthy amount of facial hair. So black dudes, when you are bald, you got to have some form of facial hair on your body. You can't just be out here naked facing it when you bald. Like,
wait a minute, naked facing it?
You can't be out here naked facing it when you bald. Like,
he's got on me about that.
The only nigga that can pull that off successfully for whatever reason is LL Cool J, because that nigga's been naked facing it forever. But it's like he's LL. Fuck it, he's earned it, I guess. But anybody who is that bald and has that much of his gum showing every time he smiles,
oh God,
you got to have a mustache, a goatee, a soul patch, some sideburns, something, nigga. Like, you cannot be out here Mr. Potato Head in it and showing all your gums and then saying stupid ass tap dance for master shit, man. Like, how does anybody take this man serious? Like, I feel like white people who want a black person to endorse them look at Tim Scott and go, you know what? We can do better than that too. Even we can do better than that.
Bro.
You say even we can do better than that.
I mean, yo, man, it could have been the you know what? I never was a fan of Tim Scott. But damn, bro, did you have to tap dance from Master like that for real? Like, yeah, for real.
He kind of had to. I mean, he took him to the side.
He really didn't have to.
He didn't have to, but it's like, that's what, I mean, I shouldn't say have to. He probably wasn't even compelled to do it. He probably wanted to do it.
Which makes him even more dangerous. I mean, look, we can go back to Django Unchained. I mean, if he won't the what's his face? What the character? I can't remember the damn name.
You Samuel Jackson's character?
Samuel Jackson's character, bruh. Like,
pretty bad.
He got up there and just like he did everything but dance, like physically dance. I mean, at least our former governor decided that he can do the moonwalk, and his wife was like, "That would be inappropriate, baby," which was brilliant on her behalf. Because she would have had to divorce his ass if he'd have did that dumb shit. Bruh, Tim Scott ain't married or nothing. Like, somebody needs to marry. Like, he has no conscience. I don't understand. South Carolina, man. South Carolina, I don't get it. I mean, Nikki Haley's one thing, who is not a white woman. She is a person of color.
No, she's not.
She is.
No, she's not. She is when it's convenient.
Well, I'm just saying she was born a person of color.
Okay.
And her husband is blacker than the midnight sun. And bruh, like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand any of that shit.
She uses her minority status the same way like common Jewish people use theirs, you know, when it's really convenient, they'll pull that shit out.
Yeah. bro. And
but when it's okay to blend in with the rest of the whites, they'll go right back there too. Like
the whites. But yeah, man, like Tim Scott, man. Tim Scott is like, we knew he was already off the reservation. He was off the train. But like, I just don't.
Every Donald Trump campaign needs a Cruz. You need a Ted Cruz figure. And since Ted Cruz like can't get butt fucked anymore by Donald Trump than he's already allowed himself to be, like Tim Scott is the new booty of choice. Like, this is the dude. He's gonna parade out there and, you know, basically verbally fuck whenever possible.
Tim Scott wished he was a dude from Django. At least Sam had power. Timmy tried to be a house nigga. He is. But,
AG, what I say a long time ago, just because them niggas will let you in the house don't mean they ever gonna let you sit at the table.
That's right.
Okay. It's just, oh my God, man.
They won't even let you sit down when you clean the silverware. So no, not ever.
It's so bad.
But I mean, that's what we're doing. So ain't no need to nickname it. That's what we're doing.
I mean, at least the governor of Florida backed Trump, but he did that shit in an email. His punk ass won't dare. You know, because he's like, at least I got some sort of class, and I need to run this state into the ground so the country can see me. So that takes precedence over backing down, being visible, you know, for Donald Trump. But yo, man, Tim Scott, man, fuck that guy, man. Like,
I mean, Tim Scott says so much like Tom coonery that I imagine somewhere Clarence Thomas is going, damn, that nigga be out here cooning.
If Clarence Thomas says that shit, that's higher than him. And he spent his whole life doing that.
That was brilliant what you just said. I can't. Jesus. Yeah, man. That's accurate. I don't get what nobody say. I mean,
Clarence Thomas be like, God damn, this nigga tap dance is strong as fuck. Like,
I gotta change my tap dancing game.
He out here hoofing it.
Clarence Thomas be looking at his white wife going, can you believe this nigga over here? Can you believe this nigga here?
Tim Scott be out here cool.
I don't know why there's nothing more funny to me than imagining Clarence Thomas talking to his wife saying, look at this nigga here. There's like nothing funnier to me than that.
Only because there might be some truth to it.
And it's Nikki Haley's daughter that's married to the black man.
You sure?
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought her husband was black.
No, he's white. The daughter's married to a black man for real, like Tim Scott level.
Yeah, and that classifies as her one black friend.
Exactly.
Stop it. Stop it. I mean, because it was Tim Scott, but clearly they didn't. Tim Scott defected. So, well, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of 5 Minute Warning. Once again, we are here every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, not CP time, but Eastern Standard Time. And, you know, hey, look, tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. If you don't get to catch us on the live version, please feel free to catch us on the podcast or on the YouTube. And, of course, we have gotten our stuff straight. Everything's up to date on the podcast. My bad, but it's whatever.
My bad, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to apologize and deflect in the same sentence.
Because I'm brilliant.
It was my fault, but it wasn't my fault.
I didn't say that.
You kind of did.
It was my fault.
But fuck you. Y'all should have did better.
I didn't say that. But, a programming note, Super Bowl. We would not have a show on Super Bowl because guess what? We know that the Super Bowl is a little bit more important than our show. So we will be off in 2 Sundays, not next Sunday, but the Sunday after. We will be off, and then we will all watch Super Bowl together and not talk about the next week because for what? It'll be a week old after that.
Man, that's not true. We'll be talking about some commercial, some halftime show scandal. Something, some random picture they show of Taylor Swift swag surfing off beat. Something will happen that will, you know, spark us conversing about the things that transpired during the Super Bowl.
Speaking of which, it was weird when they were giving the trophy to the the Kansas City Chiefs, and they would show Taylor Swift every like 30 seconds. And I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck are you showing Taylor Swift? Because then I was thinking, I looked at it, I was like, is she on stage with them?
So
but she wasn't.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Somebody in my house expressed to me that, well, they understand that a lot of people think Taylor Swift's a big deal. And I'm like, so do they think people are only watching this football game? There's a sect of people out there that are only watching this football game to see the 5-second clips of Taylor Swift between plays.
Yes.
And she was like, yeah, they probably are. And I was like, well, fuck those people and everything they stand for. Like,
woo.
Well, all right. I mean, Mo B is going on the fence for all the young white and brown girls out there.
This has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. This is like, yo, we're watching a football game. Why are we putting the camera on somebody that has no impact on the game multiple times? That would be like if we went to a Taylor Swift concert and all of a sudden, I bet they wouldn't pan to Kelsey in the audience every 15 seconds between songs. You know,
Kelsey's not in the audience because he's in the back because he's smart.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Taylor Swift has to get in the back
of the bus. Oh, wait a minute, not doing that. I'm not getting canceled by Swift.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Yet,
if Kelsey's brother was there with his shirt off, drinking in the audience, I do want to see that because that's fucking entertainment. Because that motherfucker losing his shit.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, man, Taylor Swift has become, at least for now, a fixture of the NFL. What do you know? What do you think?
I mean, in all truth, I'd rather them show clips of her than have to listen to Gronkowski talk.
He's got
all right. Which one, Gronkowski or your boy?
Hey man, I'd rather have Collinsworth because at least I can laugh at Collinsworth. Cause like it's like I don't think Gronkowski is like not intelligent, but like he talks and says things that like make you feel like he was in one of those classrooms that got let out 30 minutes before everybody else so they could get home earlier, because sometimes he says things in a speech pattern that wouldn't suggest that he is the most intellectual person on the board. So I don't feel good laughing at him because I'm like, I don't know if I'm laughing at him because he sounds slow or maybe he is. Maybe he is. At least with Collinsworth, it's just like, you know, like I just know Collinsworth just gets stuck on nouns. Like that's what it is. Like he gets stuck on certain words and sentences. It's like a stutter, but it's like a refined stutter that he does that apparently white people love because they love him as a broadcaster because they just do. They call Chris Collinsworth a great play-by-play guy and I'm a great color. And I'm just like, nah, no thanks.
All right. Well, Chris Collinsworth ain't on TV no more this year, so that'd be awesome. So once again, we will see you next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend, tell somebody about us. And of course, thank you, Mo B. Thank you, AG. Thank you, everybody who listened to the podcast today, or listened to the show today and the podcast later on. Hey, man, we're going to do this thing again next week. So, as always, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Nugman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Nugman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of